I find, and this is no exaggeration, probably about 80 to 90% of the time that something goes wrong for me, it's because someone else was incompetent or didn't do their job. Just being honest. Let's continue on. Let's jump back into some of these suggestions, okay? All right, let's jump in, right? Reduce asking for support. Okay. These segments put you in a bad light and are the exact kind of clips the trolls want. It really comes off as desperate. Regulars already know how to support, and if newcomers don't know, they'll ask. People are smarter than you give them credit for. They'll figure out how to support. If anything, you should add a support command to your chat. When someone asks you, you can simply say, type the support command, and you'll know how to support me. It doesn't turn into a long, drawn-out 10 to 30-minute segment about how giving you money that is going to be clipped out of context. It makes you look bad. We don't want another scoring debacle on our hands. Well, first of all, the scoring debacle is a whole separate thing. We all know what happened with the scoring debacle 2 years ago, where I was playing a game that really started good and became a piece of dog shit. When you guys actively, visibly see that I'm really annoyed that the game sucks, and I'm obviously toughing through it because you guys are here to watch and you're enjoying, you know, hopefully there would be reciprocation. There was no reciprocation tonight. I mean, all the tips that came in before even the extra time I played. All right, and everything else, my bill that I have to pay and everything on Thursday, I don't even have enough right now to buy Gotham Knights on Friday. Just being honest, I don't. So I'm hoping that tomorrow's going to be a better day in regards to that, so that I can actually afford all the stuff this week. All right, but in general, I don't like asking for support at all. If I had to never ever talk about support, I never would. In fact, you know what? I choose not to believe you. I don't believe you. Like Ron Burgundy says, I don't believe you. I choose not to believe you. It's not fun to have to bring up ways to contribute and to say, by the way, guys, today is a slow stream. But the bottom line is that's my livelihood. All right. Unlike most other. So it very, very much stands to reason that on a day when I'm streaming and I have a slow day where I make almost nothing on my streams, that's a day when it's a bust for me. Like, I didn't make any money to pay my bills, to support my family, to do the things I need to do to make a living and keep this business running. That's a scary thought to think about that. You mean like one day could make or break you? Yeah, I'm not far ahead enough where I can just say, oh, I could have a whole slow week and everything's good. I can't. If I had a slow week, I can't pay bills, you know? And that sucks. I don't like living like that, but that's the situation that life has tossed me into. Right now, just real talk, personally, I'm in one of the worst financial situations of my life. I don't know how I'm going to make ends meet and pay my bills, being very honest with you. And we could sit here and argue all day about what's a better thing, to have a 9-to-5 job with a salary or to be a YouTuber who's like my stature and fluctuating income and it's not stay. You know, that's neither here nor there. And truth be told, with all the hardships that I go through here financially, it's still better than any other job I've ever had. Every other job that I've had, it's this semblance of safety and stability that doesn't exist. In corporate America specifically, you can be cut at any moment for any reason, and there's nothing you can do about it. I've experienced it firsthand. I'm being complimented one day for going above and beyond. I'm receiving awards for the amount of work that I did, and then 2 months later, I'm laid off, you know? So it doesn't matter what you're doing. There's never stability. Holier than thou. I'm better than those content creators, man, because I have a job where I work 9 to 5, and I bust my ass at my job, and I earn a paycheck, man. And then I come home. See, I'm not on the internet begging for money all day, man. See, I'm better than them, man. No, you're not any better. Everyone's the same. No one's better than anybody else. Hate to break it to you. On this planet, not one single human is more or less important than the other humans. But a symptom of that is asking for support, especially particularly on a day when it's not forthcoming. You know, for every day where people are ultra supportive, there's probably going to be a day where things are very slow. And the thing is, do they tend to even out? Yeah, but some days nothing's happening. And if I say, hey, guys, just a reminder, please support the stream. You can do a super chat, you can do a membership, a gifted membership or a tip. Yeah, you might not like being advertised to. I don't either. I hate being advertised to. Annoying ads make me not want to buy the product. Money, like a fucking money machine to try to pull the new thing. And, you know, now I'll be honest. Yes, I think that it's obnoxious if I keep mentioning it over and over. Or if I have a day where I'm really frustrated, probably because I'm either exhausted or stressed out about stuff. And then I come on this stream and I say things like, oh, what a slow day and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's obnoxious. And I agree with you. That's something that I've tried to get better at over the years. The difference here is this. I don't do it constantly. It doesn't matter what people say. I actually don't do it constantly, and I know for a fact because I've actually been tracking myself. I have. I've actually started tracking how often do I actually ask for support and how bad is it and things like that. And I can tell you this. Today is way less than what it used to be. Basically, this all started around that time because you brought up Scorn. It started around that time of that playthrough when I kind of had a reality check, when I had YouTubers who were watching that clip and calling me out and saying, wow, Phil's a scumbag. And I was like, you know what? I agree with you. When I watch back myself during that stream, I cringe and say, that was awful. Why did I do that? You know, it's emotions. It's being afraid. Because again, a day when I have a bad streaming day literally could mean that within a week or two, I have a day where I'm worried, how am I going to pay all my bills because things went badly, you know? But that's something that I have to get better at as a human, you know? And I make mistakes.
Oh, wait, what? People are saying you need... What? People are saying you needed to be human? What?
And I realize there are times when things are going bad. For example, the whole debacle happened 2 months ago with all the fake memberships. And all of a sudden, the channel is exploding with memberships and everyone thinks everything's going great. It's literally the opposite. Like you just said in your suggestion, and by the way, thank you for this. This is actually a really good suggestion box topic. I'm glad we talked about it today. And thank you for tackling it with a nice, rational mindset, because a lot of other people would have come at this in a very negative way and you didn't. So thank you so much. His name is Goki, I think. Thank you for this. This is a good one. The way I see it is because so many assholes out there always misrepresent me, people have, sadly, a very unfair notion of the fact that they think that all I do is sit here all day talking about income. Did I literally mention it once on today's stream until I started reading the suggestion box? Would I have mentioned it? Maybe. I probably would have mentioned it when we started with the React show, because during the React show, that's how that channel makes profit, is just memberships. That's it. There's no ad revenue to be had on the React channel because everything gets claimed, but the memberships are the reason why that channel is profitable for me. So yeah, during that show, I'll say, hey, just so you know, become a member today. You can suggest clips for next week's show. Maybe if you support the streams today with a super chat or a tip, that would be great, because that's how I make my living on this channel. That's what makes it profitable, right? And I'll do it a few times during the show, but I try not to make it so intrusive. Once we're reacting to stuff, I don't try to interact or interrupt my reactions with that shilling and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Still got about 90 minutes left on the stream, and my goal today is to hit 160 if we can. All right, so if you guys could support the stream, please consider maybe becoming a member or gifting a membership. That'd be great if you did. I would really appreciate that. Anything, though, a tip, you know, a super chat, anything would be great. Again, I'm not going to make any money on these videos. I know I'm not. They always get claimed. But I think what it is I'm misrepresented. People will take the few times in a giant stream, you know, I turn on the stream 10:45 a.m. I start talking around 11:15. That talk segment, which is the Level 1 podcast, goes on to like 12:45. And then we have 3+ hours of gameplay or 3+ hours of reacting or whatever it is I do. They'll take 5-6 hours of a stream, and they'll take the 3 to 4 times that maybe I plugged, and they'll say, here's Phil's stream, and they'll just edit it together. They'll act like that was the whole stream. Like, what? This is the same thing they used to do with This Is How You Don't Play. Take the awful clips out of the playthrough. That's like a 20-hour playthrough, but make a 1-hour montage of the times when I failed. Oh, that was Phil's playthrough. Well, it wasn't. That was 1/20th of the playthrough. You've ignored 90% of the playthrough to push a narrative. And that's how people represent me on the internet, and it makes me look far worse than what reality really is. Are there times when, yes, absolutely, I go too far with it? Yes, absolutely, there are. Hilarious. Bill Barnell says, this is a guilt trip. It's not a fucking guilt trip, you fucking idiot. This is a business. That's also my hobby. Yes, I enjoy playing games, but we very much could have been playing something else tonight. I'm doing this because people asked me to do it, which hence you would think people would support it. It's not a fucking guilt trip. It's me being real with my audience, which you don't understand because you're a bitch. Okay. And you guys absolutely have the right to call me out on that and say, stop. You're being overbearing. You're being annoying. You know, we get it. We want to support you. We will if we can. Stop fucking asking. And that's fine if you do that. I appreciate those who are honest with me about that kind of stuff. But the truth is, when someone says something to me here, let's just listen to this. It doesn't turn into this long, drawn-out 10 to 30-minute segment about how giving you money. What are you talking about? No, really, what are you talking about? A 10 to 30-minute segment about giving me money. You really think that happens? You actually think that I will stop my content? Like, I'll stop playing a game. Oh, man, this is a great game, but by the way, guys, we have to stop playing for 30 minutes to talk about income. It's never happened. Like, literally, in my entire streaming history, that's never happened. Money, 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 money. Even that Scorn moment you're talking about, that didn't happen. Right? So that's what drives me nuts. You literally have cited an example that doesn't happen, but you probably do think it happens. Why? Because you watch the fucking detractor content. All right? Here's the honest response that I will give to anyone who has a suggestion that's like, man, there's this one thing about you that I really don't like. I like that you beg too much, right? Stop watching detractor content. Because if you were actually here watching the real content, you would understand that what they say is false. It is a false narrative to push an agenda where they will get clickbait and views. It has nothing to do with reality. Most people who are on my streams on a daily basis never complain that I'm asking too much for anything. It's just not reality. It's not in any realm of matter of fact stuff. But that's the thing. You watch it out of context. You watch it on a channel that only highlights that toxic shit. And that's what you're going to see. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, that's the thing. Like, what I'm saying now, right? They absolutely, positively will not ever take what I'm saying right now verbatim. Because it's true. Instead, they'll take a few clips about my response to this. Phil butthurt about people saying he's an e-beggar. And then they'll take 3 clips and here it is. I'm butthurt about it. That's what I mean. That's what they do. I don't know how you can't figure that out yet. I mean, that's their shtick for the last 10 years. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate the feedback. I agree with you. I don't want to be someone who's just about income. I think that's terrible, okay? I try not to harp on it. Every once in a while, if there's a reason to bring it up. Like, yes, when the fake gifted memberships were happening, I needed to let you know because thousands were coming out and people were like, what the hell's going on to the channel? You know, I had to explain it. I had to explain why there's no more pop-ups for it, why I'm not doing shout-outs for the fake ones, why I'm trying to ban these people as it happens so it doesn't affect the streams in a big negative way. I mean, people were even saying, this sucks, we can't even chat. When they give these fake memberships, the whole chat's flooded for like 10 minutes. This is terrible, right? So, that being said, I understand what you're saying, but please get the fact that what you're saying, 10 to 30-minute segments about income don't happen unless I get a question like this and we're just addressing the suggestion box. That's it. We don't have giant segments where, well, I'm just going to stop making content today until people contribute. Here, I'm going to turn the webcam off until someone sends me a nice, fresh 20. All right? When the 20 bucks rolls in, I'll turn the camera back on and we'll continue making content. I don't do that. I swear you people act like I do sometimes. I don't do anything like that. You know? I'm about making the content and enjoying it with you. That's it. I don't have this fucking demands. Like, I have my content on ransom, right? You better listen. If you don't contribute in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to punch through this piece of artwork. I'm going to smash this on my knee, and the whole setup will be fucked up forever because you didn't contribute. Do I do that stuff? Tips, where are they? In fact, hold on a second. I forgot. We didn't hit $30 in tips yet, so we got to turn it. Here we go. We didn't hit $30 in tips yet. So, until we hit $30 in tips, this is the stream, guys. Sorry. This is just how it's got to be, okay? Okay. Shorten the podcast. Your past recent podcasts are nothing but scheduled talk about support and Q&A. Here we go again. There is no 30-minute segment about support. You're wrong. Stop saying that. If you don't have any topics for the podcast, why try to artificially extend it? Get right to gameplay. You complain games are too long and you don't have any time to play them. I think shortening the podcast will help alleviate this issue. Never said I don't have time to play them. I have said that they're too long. I never said I don't have time to play games. I don't know what you're talking about there. I know you'll say, we'll just come back to when the podcast, we'll come back when the podcast is over. Ask yourself, why should someone do that? Because there's a podcast scheduled for the morning, and if you don't want to watch the podcast, you come to the stream after it's over. That's like saying, man, I really want to watch the nightly news that starts at 9 p.m., but god damn it, there's an hour of sitcoms that happen from 8 to 9. Why can't they just cancel all the sitcoms and start the news at 8? Because that's the fucking broadcast schedule, stupid. You come to, when you want to see something live, you attend when it starts. My gameplay starts traditionally around 12:45 p.m. Pacific time. You know there's 3 hours of gameplay around 1 p.m.-ish. Why would you come for the scheduled podcast at 11:15 and complain that there's a podcast? Don't attend the podcast. Like, oh my God. Shut the fuck up. No one cares about your fucking podcast. God damn it. There you go. Dentronic says, like ordering breakfast after the kitchen moved on to lunch. No, you know, it's the opposite of that. You show up at breakfast and you're yelling at the kitchen, why aren't you putting out dinner? It's breakfast, stupid. You're early. You can come back when dinner is served. Don't demand that the business completely change the way it operates because you can't adhere to a schedule. Like, what are you talking about? Good Lord. All right? Engage with chat more. You don't really talk with chat during gameplay unless it's to moderate, tell chat to stop going off topic, or to read a super chat. You say it's a chill environment, but you yell at people when they don't talk about your gameplay. Maybe if you chat with people who go off topic, it can lead to interesting and meaningful conversations. Before I continue with that, I do try to engage with my chat. The problem is what you're addressing. Again, you can tell this person just watches detractor content and doesn't watch my content, because the detractors will highlight the moments when I get upset if someone derailed the chat and say, oh, see, this is all filled in on stream today. When in reality, that was 1/40th of what happened on the stream. It was one moment. No, what I find is if I'm playing a game and the chat disengages from it, right? Like this has happened with a couple Final Fantasy streams. I'm doing the open world content, and then people just start talking about other topics, right? I don't care if you talk about other topics, but understand if you're talking about shit that I don't know about, why are you doing that in my chat when you know the streamer is not interested? Like, let's talk about sports and baseball. Chat is dead. Do something. People should talk to me. People should talk to me. We'll have some conversation. I don't know why people are. Is it every time I play this game, this happens? People like fucking zone out instead of concentrating on the game or talking to me. I don't know why. Why is it certain games people like are hyper interactive and everything, and other games they just zone out? I don't get it. No one's really talking to me today on stream. I don't know why. And not very little interaction. Almost no one's talking to me. People are talking about Hunter x Hunter and shit that I can't talk about because I never seen. I don't know why. I don't fucking know anything about sports and baseball, so why are you talking about it in my chat? This has not ever been a sports discussion stream, so why are you derailing the chat with that? You know that's not a topic I'm interested in. There's probably 7,000 other streams going on right now of someone who love to talk about sports. This is not one of them. So why are you derailing the chat? You see? Those are the things that go crazy. If you're talking about something I understand or whatever, you want to ask my opinion and you tag me in the chat, I always talk about that. Hell, I mean, half the time I'm playing the Yakuza games, the discussions we're having is completely off topic from what's going on in the game. So again, stop watching detractor content, okay? All right, ready? Reduce the wait period to chat. A 24 hours wait to chat is absurd. There's streamers that have as many trolls as you do and maybe more, and they don't do this because even they know this is an insane wait period. This is single-handedly ruining any chance you have in retaining newcomers. If the trolling is as bad as you say it is, get more moderators. You've had trust issues about giving people wrenches since the rogue mod incident. I don't know what that means because there's been more than one mod who's basically been like a catfish situation. Rogue mods happen. It shouldn't make you distrusting of people. If someone wants to help in moderation, make them a mod. Okay, so literally, here we go again. So what other streamers do is different from what you do. That automatically makes it better. Okay, what streamers are you talking about? Because you're saying people with more trolls than me. Well, who has more trolls than me? Wings of Redemption? I don't know. Who else has more trolls than me? Not many. You know, take that from the mouth of Mike Klum himself. When he was doing the research for this documentary, he said to me, my God, at first I thought that you were exaggerating, but now that I've actually done the research, you absolutely have probably the biggest troll community I've ever seen. And he's been involved with Boogie. He's been involved with other people you guys don't even know. Other documentaries he's working on and failed and he didn't do them. People who are like massive lolcow shit on the internet. And he outright admitted mine's the worst. So I don't know who you're talking about, who you think has more trolls than me. You're probably wrong. All right. But the fact is, they probably thrive on that shit. The reason they even have anyone showing up to their streams is because they don't moderate. So because of that, they don't have any content to offer. All they do is lolcow shit. So when the drama starts, that's when they profit. So let the trolls come into my chat and insult me and send super chats that are insulting me and do all this shit. You notice I don't do that. I don't play that game. I don't. My content is valid. My content is positive. My content has meaning and merit to an audience that wants to see it. It's not the time that Phil turns on his stream, everyone just rip him a new asshole as a lolcow, and that's how he profits. So if you want to see the lolcow marathon shit, you can go watch other content creators who even are on a fucking podcast called that, and you can leave me the fuck alone. But it's hilarious. So reduce asking for support. Okay, valid suggestion. When you actually get into the meat of it, claiming that I do 10 to 30 minute segments just asking for support, as if I just stop making content to talk about it and refuse to make content until someone supports my stream. False, you watch too much detractor content. Shorten the podcast. Just show up after the podcast is done. There's a schedule for a reason. Engage with chat more. I do. Stop watching detractor content. Reduce the wait period to chat. Stop watching lolcows and detractor content. So stop watching detractors. Stop watching detractors. Stop watching detractors. Oh, by the way, learn how to read a schedule. Thanks for the suggestions. That was a good one, huh? Oh my God. What a fucking idiot.